Hello everybody, and I want to say thank you all very much for participating in the class today, and I want to particularly thank those who asked the questions, and I hope that my answers helped you rather than confuse you. Okay, so just going to briefly go over all the things we covered, and again, as I say, next week if you have any questions on it, just ask me. Okay, so the first thing we did today was to add the numbers on the worksheet, and this was simple enough to do, like everything else we know how. So we're going to start with the travel column, and I'm going to click in there where the 20 is, and you click in, you hold the mouse left down, and you select all of the cells all the way down. Most importantly, you go down one below the last number, because that's where the total is going to go in. And then over here on the top right hand side of the toolbar, you see this funny little sign called Sigma, and you just left click on that and it will add the numbers. Okay, now we can continue to do each column that way if you wish, but see as we've got all of the numbers all in similar rows, we can actually get a shortcut here, and you do it by clicking into the first total, which in this case is 570, into that cell. You get a green sort of border around it, and then at the bottom right hand corner of the cell you see this little green square. You place the cursor over it until you get this black cross. When you get that, you left click, you hold, and you drag across. And when you get all of the bottom cells highlighted with the green, you let go, and you can see straight away that it adds up each column separately. What it does there actually is it copies the formula from this cell here, the B16. It copies it all the way across, allowing for the fact that you're moving over one column at a time. Okay, so I did mention alright that when you do click into the cell where the total is, it shows you the column up here, shows you the formula up here for that particular cell. If you click in here, you see it's for this one here, and what it really means is it's just adding all of the cells between 4 and 15, and the total then is in 16. Okay, so now once you've that done, you can practice that again anytime you wish. Okay, now the next thing is we're going to maybe change some of the color of the text, and again, to do anything to text you must actually select it first. So I'm going to select, say, the months. So again, select, click and hold, drag all the way down, and up here there's this A with the little arrow beside it. You click on that to get the color chart, and then, as I said, you can be as creative as you wish, put in any numbers or any colors you wish. So I'll pick the blue there, and then if you want to change the color of the text up here in the header, well, you can do the same again, this one here, and maybe put in a mad red. Okay, so they're simple enough to do once you get used to them. You can practice them. If you wanted to change the colors in the subheadings, which I didn't do in the class, but again, just select whatever cells you want, and again you change it by clicking on the arrow, get a color chart, and maybe we put in a dark green there. Maybe that's not dark enough. I might just get a little bit heavier, because you want to be able to read it and you want to be able to show it clearly when you print it. Okay, so I've picked the light blue there. Not great, but look, you can mess around with that yourselves and change it to wherever you wish. Okay, so then we can also change the font. Actually, I could have done that when I was changing the color, and the font is up here. You click on the drop down arrow, it gives you all of these various different font types, and there's hundreds of them. You can pick any one you wish. You'll see if you run the mouse down over the list, the font is actually changing as you run it around, but when you get to one that you like, you just left click on it, and that goes in on the month column there. Okay, now sometimes if you change the font change to a different font, it might make some of the text disappear, and you may have to widen the column, and you do that like we did last week. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is show you the text alignment. So I'm going to select all of the text just for this part here. So selected everything bar the header, and up here you see these little rows or little lines, and these are the ones that align the text. You can have it left, center, or right. Okay, so I'm going to place all of the data, this part here, to the center, but I'd rather have the months as on left hand side. It looks a bit better. So I just select those separately and I left click on them and that changed them. Now remember, once you select any part of your worksheet, you can change the text size and color, change the font, change the alignment. Once you have it selected, you can do all that in the one go. You know, you don't have to keep selecting it all the time. Once you have it selected, you can make many changes at the one time, which I didn't say during the class. Okay, so the next thing then we want to do, we want to put in the decimal points, because this is money, by the way. So we want to put in the decimal places, and we want to put in the currency type. So we'll put in euros and we'll put in 2 decimal places. Now you select just the numbers this time only, and then you put the mouse in over the selected area, over the shaded area there. You right click and you go down to format cells, this one here, and you left click. And that brings up this menu here. So it already defaulted to number, which is what I want. If it wasn't, you just click on number and then you click this one here twice, the little arrow beside decimal place, so you get 2. And then we want to go to currency, so you left click on currency here. It automatically defaults to euro in most cases, any computer that's here in Ireland or England, or indeed sorry, not England. England never changed to euro. And it defaults to euro, and you just click OK. And there you can see you got your 2 decimal places, and you've got the euro sign in on front of all the numbers. Okay, so the next one I move on to then is the copying and pasting. Sorry, no, we want to format the columns. We're getting mixed up here. So we're going to format with some background colors. So I click on the header, and this little icon here with the can, you click on the arrow beside it, and you click maybe something like a light blue for the header, and then maybe for the months, select those again, and we can pick another color for that. Now again, you must pick light colors really, because otherwise you won't be able to read it. If you put something too dark. Travel, then we'll do a different one. Again, we will click on that, and maybe a light green. The shopping, different one for that, and maybe sort of a pinkish one there, right? Then this one here, we will do pick one again, maybe a light grey, and then the last 2, pick something exciting again, this one here, and then the last one maybe we'll just put that into maybe a light yellow, dark yellow, like that there. So okay, and that makes our worksheet look a little bit better, easier to read and easier to pick out numbers from it. And that actually completes the first exercise that we started in the last class. So I hope now that was a bit helpful to you. What I'm going to do now is go on actually to copy this worksheet into another one. So say for instance you are finished with 2019 and you want to create one for 2020. Well, you don't have to go through the whole thing of making up another worksheet. You can actually copy this one. Okay, you may have to change the numbers and that in it, but at least it saves this bit of trouble. So to copy a worksheet, you left click on the top, in the header there in this case, and you select it all the way down. Again, you put the mouse in over the shaded area, and you right click, and you left click on copy. Okay. Then you click on the plus button down the bottom here, and you get a blank sheet, and you place the mouse up here on the top left hand side, you right click and you paste. Okay, now you see everything has gone in, but the formatting, the spacing has not, so we have to widen all our cells so that we can read the things clearly, read all the text clearly. I'll just grab that there. Electricity looks a bit cramped there, so we'll widen down, maybe shopping. So just widen them all a wee bit. Again, it's all for presentation and for ease of reading. You know, there's no point having a worksheet if you can't find things easily on it. Okay, and then in this part here, we actually moved on then to put in some extra columns and some extra rows. Okay, so we want to put a column in, another column. Say we've forgotten something, we haven't put in maybe our insurance bill, and we've forgotten how to do it. So I'm going to actually show you how to do it. So we want to put a column in between E and F. When you go to F, you put the mouse up here on the F, you get the black arrow, you right click and you left click on insert on the menu, and then you can put in say your insurance. And let's say insurance, as I said in the class, is €45. Put in 45, press enter or left out of it, and then it says 45 the whole way through. Well, you left click in there into the center, stay in the center, sorry, you left click, you go to the side here, this little green square, you get the black cross, you click on it, and you drag it all the way down to the second last cell. Okay, and now it's 45 in there for every month, and then we want to add it, so we select it again. This time we go all the way down to the bottom of the worksheet, and we click on the little funny symbol over here, and that adds it all in. And then I was saying we want to break it up a wee bit, put some lines between the quarters of the year, and we want to put in some extra rows. Again, I want to put a blank row in after March, place the mouse here beside April, just below March, I right click, and again I left click on insert. Same for after June, the next quarter, put the arrow here, get the arrow here, right click, and then insert. And then the same for end of September. So go in here, October, right click, left click on insert. And that sort of breaks up the worksheet a bit. It makes it a little bit easier to read. You could put another one in after December if you wished. And you can left click and then, sorry, right click and then left click on insert. And that sort of breaks up the worksheet and makes it look a little bit more presentable. So look, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I'll talk to you all next week, and thank you all very much.